Please enjoy our feature presentation. The Little Green Dress presents Traditions and Legacies. Today's guest, Tony Sanders.
Well, hi, Tony. How are you? And welcome to the show.
What up with you in the building?
How you been?
I'm riding with my junior.
Hi, Junior. We froze. I don't know.
He thinks he's a better looking me.
Huh?
He thinks he's a better looking me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. They usually are the younger ones. They usually are. That's what you want anyway, huh? That's what you want anyway. So tell me, just tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
Just tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm Tony Sanders. I own a company called New Image Entertainment, Tony Sanders Enterprises. We do national booking for celebrities all over the world. Of course, we've been shut down here lately, but that's what I've been doing for the last 15 years, traveling all around. And also I'm also managed Tony.
Okay. All right.
Yep,
You
so
used to live in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
I recently moved back to Dayton, Ohio. Wanted to be closer to my son and my three sons actually, and my grandbabies.
Okay.
So back here doing the do.
Okay, so how many grandchildren do you have? Huh?
Did you say grandchildren? What,
Yes.
I tell you how many grandchildren I got. You know, get this line. Everybody gonna have one day, and I got 26, 7 grandchildren.
Okay. All right, so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about family and traditions and legacy. So, do you have traditions in your family, and what are they, and when did they start?
Yeah, I have a lot of traditions in my family. As a matter of fact, I've been back. Me and my son, we kind of creating our own tradition. We hang out, we get together, hang out with his kids. We just try to, do something that family thought managed together. Yeah. My family, it go all the way back to my granny, my grandmama, Mama Lucy. The stuff Mama Lucy do, the hot water cornbread she used to cook, and the biscuits, the homemade biscuits made from
Good
scratch.
stuff. Yes.
So,
Food for the soul.
tons of traditions in my family.
Okay, good. So you think that your children, maybe Junior, you think that they're gonna pass those traditions down? You feel like they'll be doing those traditions in their family as well?
We are we're the kind of family, like, we teach our children, and I think you and I kind of had this conversation before. Tradition, and because your family is the most important thing that you have for your immediate family, their own traditions, things that, as a family, as a unit. My mom them taught me that, but my mom used to dinner at the house with all her kids every Sunday. Every Sunday, we was there getting the collard greens, the whatever meat she cooked, meatloaf, it was, you know what I'm saying? But it was a full course cornbread. Never not had the cornbread.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? And so every Sunday we would get together. So she taught us to cultivate a tradition with our own. With my wife, my ex-wife Kelly, we started cultivating our own traditions with our children and different things of that nature. And so, You know, and just like my son here, you know, he cultivates with his own children and his own family. You know, so it's like that's
Okay.
something that we all have done. We kind of, you know, that's the thing that I think we carry on through our family is that we have traditions and we mix a little bit of what everybody has, but we create our own so that our children, when they grow up, they know how to create traditions. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because my daughter is gonna be on here in a couple of days, and she started her own tradition in her family not too long ago when she just got married, and we'll talk about that later. And I just think that's wonderful that you passed on that knowledge that they can start their own traditions as well, because every tradition is always different and it's not always the same, but as long as you can add to it, you know what I mean, and keep a little bit in it from this generation and this generation, I feel like it's always be good. I feel like it's good. So what are the projects you're working on?
Yeah, I feel like right now, like I'm bonded with my biological oldest son and my junior. So, you know, we bonded now. And so like what we doing now, you know, this is something that he gonna pass on and do with his sons. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, you know, we creating a tradition right now. It's not like this was something that was always there. This is something we're creating.
That's good.
You know, and so I think it's always important to stay on top of the fact that, you know, things change, people change, times change, but we still want to keep alive some of the older things that your mama taught you, your daddy taught you, your grandmama taught you, and you want to slide them little things in. But, you know, in today's society, the young folks ain't so open to some of the things that our grandparents and great-grandparents were given to us as traditions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So so you got to kind of be creative. You got to be creative. You got to be open to how they are, and what they want, and the things that they do.
Yeah.
You know, and be flexible. Be flexible.
Yeah. That is good, because a lot of people, they say, well, when I ask them, do they want to be on a show or talk about their traditions in their family, and they say, well, I really don't have traditions in my family. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily that you have to have traditions, but you can always start one. Just like you said, now this is something that you and your sons are doing now. You might have been doing before, right? But now your sons are going to know that it's important to make sure that they do it with their sons, and it'll go on and, you know, keep going on. Y'all have fishing trips and y'all make it into this really big thing where you know the men just get together and bond, which is always good.
That's it.
Always good.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's
so you got
exactly
any
it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, right now, you know, with everything being shut down, you know, we really are just kind of waiting through this process and seeing what's happening. Of course, you know, my artist, he does a lot of weddings, and so, you know, a lot of people are still planning their weddings and still want him to come and do weddings, which is Tony Terry.
Right. I was wondering if you were going to tell everybody.
Yeah, but you know, but outside of that, you know, I just been waiting on the season to open up. I am getting phone calls, but ain't nobody really booking nothing right now because they're like waiting to see what's happening. Even though things are slowly opening up, they're like, okay, well, what about September, October, November? Can we book something in? So yeah, so you know, it's just kind of like that's what I'm kind of working on and getting ready for.
Okay, you're getting ready for the future. So, like, I just have a question. Like, how did you become Tony Terry's manager? Like, and do you manage like the one guy from I think it's Silk or something?
You're talking about Lil G?
Yeah. Who?
Lil G.
Okay. Yes.
So here's my story. My story with Tony was when I moved to Atlanta, I opened up a beauty salon, and one of the guys in there used to bring his daughters. He was a chef, and he would bring his daughters to my salon. And what ended up happening is that he started talking about Tony Terry. So I told him a story about when Tony Terry came to Dayton, Ohio, when I used to be singing in a group called Too Ready with my brothers. We performed and opened up for Tony Terry at Jilly's. So I told him that story, and I bragged about how good we was. and I told him that we smoked Tony Terry that night, right? So he called Tony Terry on the phone and said, "Hey man, this dude here talking about his band smoked y'all on the stage." And so Tony was like, "Let me talk to him." So I got on the phone with Tony. Tony was like, "Well, did you have a live band?" I said, "Yeah, we had a live band." He said, "Was our track show?" I said, "Yeah, you was a track show." He said, "Well, you probably did do a lot better than me because it was a live band, but I'm still Tony Terry."
That's right. That's right.
So
time will last.
Yeah. So after that, we just became really close friends, and we would hang out. Back then they had a thing called Play Date, and him and I used to go to that because he was a part owner in it. Mm-hmm. And we just linked up. Then he called me up one day and said, "Hey man, how you feel about managing me?" And I try to act like, really, but on the inside, I was all excited, and I was like, "Wow, yeah," So that was 13 years ago.
And y'all still running. That is
so 13 years later, we still popping it. Yeah.
That with you, I mean, it's not just with you, but I mean, I know that's the main song. That song is so timeless. I was shooting pool last night and it came on the video and I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's just it will never go out of, style. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and then I've managed Glen Jones. I've managed.
That's what I want to talk about because that's when I saw you on Unsung.
Yeah, so I was on his. Yeah, I was on his.
Unsung.
I was on his Unsung. Yeah, Unsung. And so I've managed Glenn. I've managed worked with T.L.G. I've worked with Dave Tolliver from Men at Large. I've worked with Isaac Lee, who is the impersonator, or not impersonator, but he sounds just like Teddy Pendergrass.
Okay.
It's been quite a few people that I've worked with that have great relationships with, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you. I'm gonna ask you the legacy question, and that'll be it. But I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart because when I did see you on Unsung, I was just getting ready to get started to market and do the little green dress, and I reached out to you, and you just helped me, and I just want to thank you. You helped me without no hesitation, and you got the ball rolling.
For sure.
Really believe that you was on Unsung like that. I was like, oh my God, I had to reach out to you because I knew you had some good advice. But let me ask you this one question about legacy. So now, if you were to leave here today, what would your legacy be? What legacy would you want to leave?
Well, the legacy that I would want to pull, the legacy that I would want to leave, honestly, would be a legacy of real, true, genuine love.
Okay.
So for me, I would want everybody's life that I've been in, everybody's life that I've been a part of, to know that Tony Sanders showed people really what love is, how to really love.
Okay, that's really good because a lot of people don't know how.
That's right. And so for me, that's important. It's important. Like all my life, I feel like I've looked for somebody that could love me the way I love them. Mm-hmm. And I learned a lesson during that process, is that it's not really about somebody loving you the way you love them. It's really more about just being able to give what you got and letting that be the genuine piece that shows that person what love really is all about. So that was what I want my legacy to be.
Okay, the legacy of love. Okay.
The legacy of love.
I like that a lot. I'm not going to hold you, but I just want to thank you so much for coming on and talking to me for these few little minutes. I really appreciate you.
I thank you. I thank you for having me, and I appreciate you for having me on, and looking forward to checking out what you're doing and staying up with you because you're doing big things.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you do.
Right. You want to shout out any? You want to shout out any?
Nah,
websites or anything?
Hey, listen,
just love to all the people anybody that's watching that knows me and that knows that whatever's going on. I love you, and stay safe out there in these streets.
I know that's right. Thank you so much. I love you back.
All right, Kim. Thank you, baby.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And share the Little Green Dress Presents Traditions and Legacies. Also, click and subscribe to the YouTube channel.